So Arsenal 3, Bournemouth 2. Scenes at the death when Reece Nelson smashes a screamer straight in. Smash and grab, really. Poor performances today. 2-0 down. First goal after 9 seconds. And didn't look like we were going to get back into that and get the 3 points. But in the end, the lads kept going, mate. And what a strike. Massive, massive confidence boost for everyone. Not only the players and the manager, but for the fan base as well. And psychological damage has been inflicted to Manchester City and Pep Guardiola. What did you make of that being there, Kenny?
Well, first and foremost, I think what's happening is that I think it's no longer open for debate now. The best player in the Premiership is Thomas Partey. When people say Thomas Partey is a DM, it's not just an insult to him as a footballer; it's an insult to him as a man. That was complete domination in midfield. Without that man, we wouldn't even got back into the game. Simple as. And also, like in terms of substitution, the manager realised his mistake in when Trossard got injured. He brought on Smith Rowe. That wasn't working. He had the bollocks to eradicate that mistake and bring on Reece Nelson, and that changed it. That again was one of the reasons why we were able to get back in the game. You think about it was this cross that set the goal from Benjamin White, and then the volley at the last. But you've got to go through the whole game, and if you look at the game itself, right? No disrespect to Bournemouth, but they're average, and they showed they're average. But there's the bizarre thing about that is that Bournemouth Football Club had the better chances, had the clear-cut chances, and on chances alone, they could have scored 4 goals. That was the bizarre thing about the whole football match, is that the better chances were created by Bournemouth, couple from set pieces, but straight from the kickoff. I think there's a thing we call overconfidence. I think when we came out of the Everton game, we had the air of probably champions elect, and I think maybe people around the club, maybe the players believed that, and just fell asleep. I think Gabriel and Magalhaes, missed his clearance and letting Billings put the goal in. I thought Billings played really, really well. But the thing that was so bizarre about it, and it gave me encouragement, even when we were 2-0 down, is that Bournemouth just didn't have it. A player didn't hold the ball up. Every clearance went straight back to us. So we had a wealth of possession. And the only snag is that when we got the possession, it was wrong decisions. Bournemouth gambled today. What they did is that they put men in the goal line. They gambled with the fact that maybe they can win their headers, get their last-ditch tackles. They had 3 VAR, invitations coming our way in terms of Metham, a foul and a handball. And then obviously they had another handball with Billing. But in terms of domination of possession, that was definitely us. But the thing about it is, as you well know, possession isn't 9/10 of law when it comes to football. It's goals that are 9/10 of law. And we just didn't know what to do with our possession. And for the fact that, if we didn't have Thomas Partey today, I can guarantee you we wouldn't have won this game today. That's how good Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey, I reiterate, is the best player in the midfield. He ain't going to win the Player of the Year. People, he's not going to sell shirts like Odegaard, like Saka, maybe Smith Rowe and other players. But let me tell you something now. Whenever you talk about other players being the fulcrum of the side, just look at what the second half against Everton. You look at today, and you realise his value. If he gets injured, so what? So what if he gets injured? There's one thing in the English language called indispensable. Thomas Partey is indispensable. Every other player in that team is dispensable. Not him. Not him. You keep that guy fit, then we've got an excellent chance of winning this league. But let me tell you something now. It's going to be like, it's going to be like this. But if we play and show this sort of overconfidence, not panache, bit of arrogance, bit of expectation, then we'll come unstuck. But you know what? All you need is that the kind of goals we scored today, I was saying in the ground, it could be things like maybe a deflection, maybe, like I said, the ball going on the line. And that's how you beat these teams. But you create your own luck where you keep on going and going and going. But you know what? You have to be in the stadium to see what's happening there. There's something happening there where there's a belief in the players. There's an air of confidence. People genuinely are finding it very difficult to find evidence against us winning this title. But they're too scared to admit it.
What was it? What was it like when Reece scored, man? What was the atmosphere like? Because
Let me
me and
tell you,
Oliver were jumping all over the gaff, mate. It was mad.
well, let me tell you something now. People injured themselves celebrating. People who had designer glasses risked their insurance policies. People risked their health. People fell down seats. People went back on seats. People had to be helped up. People were falling down the aisles. That's how much it was. No one left the ground because, one guy was saying we haven't scored from a corner routine, and since the third game of the season. So people, there was even superstitions. One guy kept on going to the toilet, and he thought if he went to the toilet and left his seat, we'll score a goal. That's how it was. But in terms of the noise, the stadium was rocking. The stadium was shaking. It was a very, very emotional experience. People were in tears when I went for winning.
Mate, that was a big victory, though. A big victory because
it was.
Especially with Man City winning earlier today, that put the pressure on us.
Oh, 100%. And I thought maybe we reacted probably badly to the pressure, but I don't think we reacted. We were under pressure. I thought we were overconfident. But the other situation, we had a similar situation with Wolves last year with Lacazette. But this is different. That was a top 4 team or a team trying to get in the top 4. This is different, mate. This is bounce back ability. This is a team trying to win the league. It's better. It was much better. There were certain things in that performance where you thought blah blah, and I suppose there were in this performance. But the fact is that one thing you learn in football, if you're stupid enough to defend in your goal line, and you keep on giving the ball back to your opposition, a team of our quality, good luck to you, because that's what happens. Bournemouth were architects of their defeat today. It was like gifts. But the thing about it is that sometimes when some people give you gifts, you don't know what to do with them. It's like having so much money, so much choice, and then getting confused with it. And I think that's what we were like in terms of like the first half, the second half, when we were trying to get the passes, we were getting into areas and they're clearing it. The final pass was wrong because it was the wrong decisions in terms of sometimes when you get the ball on the byline, people are not trying to commit defenders. What they're trying to do is that they're trying to, like I said, play the safe ball, and sometimes it's going out of play. It was that kind of game where sometimes, you have too much time on the ball. You have time. Let me tell you something now. We had a lot of time on the ball. Bournemouth did not press us at all. They tried to press us probably when it was 2-2, but for the majority of that game, they let us have as much possession as we would like. Like Everton tried to press us, especially in that first one. Bournemouth just went, here you go, men behind the ball. We're confident we can, like I said, define the goal line. And somehow they got away with it. Because let me tell you something now. If they got a point or even one, it would have been the biggest robbery ever. Not because it's Bournemouth, but it's because of the way they played. Because this is I use phrases like risk and rewards, but the way Bournemouth played was only going to end in tears. But bloody hell, we left it really late, mate. Really late. I mean,
mate, what a strike though, Kenny! What a goal, man!
Oh, it was something where you just thought, come on, just hit it. And we're always asking to hit, shoot, and normally they forsake that opportunity. They'll cut in and try and get a great angle for shot. This was just one of those things where it reminded me a bit of Steven Gerrard in the FA Cup final in 2006, where he thought, you know what, it's now or never. And I think it's the same with Greece. It was now or never, but you had to see it on the pitch. We were all over the place, falling over our seats, jumping, and I realised, hang on it, what the players doing on the pitch? I'm allowed on the pitch to celebrate. I'm allowed to do it. And I thought, oh, is he going to blow the whistle? And we didn't realise that the referee had to the game restarted because we thought it was the game over. But it was so chaotic that you thought something was going to go wrong. Was he going to disallow it or something? It was just, but people just, it was a crescendo in noise. I reiterate, there were people crying. People were crying and it was tears of joy, relief, and tears of thinking, please don't put me through that again. But those tears and that celebration is a realisation that, and maybe there's an acceptance that, yeah, we are the favourites.
12 games,
mate.
12 games.
I know it's 12 games to go, but I think what's happened is that you look at sort of like I don't know what the crowd was like at Villa Park when they scored, but I can assume they were probably just as chaotic and as emotional as they are today. But you know, I was there today, and I think, you know what, you know, twice in about 3 weeks, we've got last minute goals.
Mate, it's written in the stars, mate. I'm telling you, it's written in the stars.
It is written in the stars. And if you look at games where you think, well, can we win it? Look, some people say Man United was the time when they thought, you know, when we scored a last minute with my guy, Eddie Nketiah. And then you look at the goals from like Jorginho, well, albeit an own goal, and you look at Martinelli, and you look at today. What the common theme is: keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. Teams are defending on their goal line. Keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. There is enough time until the referee blows the whistle. Keep on going, keep on going.
Fergie, it's very Ferguson United. Keep going, Fergie time.
But you look at it. Teams who are positive and play on the front foot and attack, they will make their own luck. You know, you put teams under pressure. Pressure is one of the worst things that any footballer can enjoy, especially when you're trying to hold on to a lead, or you're trying to hold on to a point, a precious point for teams like Bournemouth. But when you put pressure, and then when you've got so many options, and when you give someone space, like we gave Reece Nelson, it's now or never. Take a risk, buy a ticket, as Andy Gray said. Reece bought the ticket, bang, in the corner of the net, game over.
Happy days. Listen, get home safely, mate. And yeah, absolutely buzzing. We're out of here, people. Follow Kenny Ken 1972 on Insta. It's in the description. Laters.